So we're just going to go ahead and start it. Hey everybody, welcome to week 9. I think it's week 9. Week 9. We had a bye week, so week 8. We had a bye week for 7, 8. So yeah, week 9. We'll go with 9. This is going to be the live play-by-play color commentary exhibition for the Jags as they take on the Las Vegas Raiders. Not the Oakland Raiders, not the LA Raiders, but the Las Vegas Raiders. I wonder at what point they'll be there long enough to where we don't have to say it that way. I am Josh Slater. I will be your host. I will be your play-by-play and your color commentator this afternoon for our 4:05 kickoff, while the Jacksonville Jaguars take on the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, the Jags are coming off their bye week. I'm going to turn my headphones down just a smidge because I'm hearing myself and there's a slight echo and it's bugging me. So the Jags are coming off their bye week. If I'm doing that, I don't need to wear those. For the third time, the Jags are coming off their bye week after losing 2 straight games. One technically at home, one on the road. The home game was in London, so I guess it doesn't really count as a home game. But still, they're looking to get back to their swagger that they had up until about week 5. So that's going to be a little bit difficult today because if we look at the injury report, we got a lot of missing pieces. The biggest one would be reported Friday that Travis Hunter was put on IR, so injury reserve, which means we are down our 3rd wide receiver on the roster or the depth chart, as well as our 3rd cornerback. So when you draft a 2-for-1 player, if they go down, you lose a 2-for-1 player. Also, getting reported this morning, Trevor Lawrence is dealing with a quote-unquote illness. He's still going to play, but he's not going to be at 100%. That's not great. Not to say that he causes the drops, but the drops happen, and when you're the wide receiver, a lot of stuff gets blamed on you anyways. So it is currently 3:45. We should have kickoff in about 20 minutes. I am currently kind of paying attention to 2 different games. I'm watching the Steelers take on the Colts up in Pittsburgh. The Steelers right now are up 24-10. They just had an incompletion. He didn't turn around fast enough. But they got about 4 or 5 minutes left in their game. And then also keeping an eye on the Broncos versus Houston Texans. They've got about just under 11 minutes to go in the 4th over in Houston. I'm hoping the Broncos and Pittsburgh can pull out some wins. Where the AFC South, we get a little bit closer. So looking up at Pittsburgh, they just kicked a field goal, 27-10. They have 5 turnovers on the day, I believe they were saying earlier. So Indianapolis looking pretty mortal at this point. That offense did not look great. They look like they can get rattled. Some of the defensive schemes, I think, are things that the Jags could also do, especially if we can get back to form the way we were playing against Kansas City. So, but the main game we're going to be doing today is the Jags versus the Raiders, which will be kicking off in about 20 minutes. And if you hear meowing in the background, we just got a cat. So he's running around here somewhere. I'm going to work through some technical things. So bear with me as we get ready to go to kickoff. Oh, we can close that. Awesome. We'll let it. All right. So we're going to power through this. Pittsburgh just kicked off to Indianapolis with 6:45 left in their game. There's a flag on the return. There we go. Illegal formation on the kicking team. Okay. All right, I'm going to go through a couple of scores. Updates. Pretty much everybody in the early slot is in the fourth quarter. Falcons are losing to the Patriots by a point. It's 23-24 with just under 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Chargers are on top of the Titans by 10. Go away. Chargers are on top of the Titans with just under 2 minutes left. Bears are up by a touchdown, 34-27 of the Bengals with just under 6 minutes left. The game I'm watching in room is Steelers-Colts. Steelers are up by 17. Looks like they're re-kicking to get a better return. He still fields it at the 2-yard line and makes his way. He's going to get creamed at the 24. So that didn't really work out for the Colts. Niners are up 34-23 on the Giants with about 81 seconds left. Broncos are tied with the Titans with just under 10 left in the fourth. Vikings are up over the Lions 24-17 with 8 minutes left. One of the surprise games, other than the Pittsburgh game, the Packers have come back and tied it at 13 against the Panthers with about 2.5 minutes left. That's a very surprising one. And this afternoon in the 4 o'clock slot, we got the Jags taking on the Raiders. The Saints traveling to LA to take on the Rams. Chiefs are heading up to New York to battle the Bills. And the Seattle Seahawks are headed to outside DC to take on the Commanders. So, yeah, a couple surprise ones, I would say, in the early goings being, well, Patriots being so close to the Falcons are kind of surprising. Titans being close to the Chargers as well, except that one's in Nashville. I will always give home field advantage a couple of points. Colts Steelers being quasi one-sided with the Colts offense just having a bad case of the turnovers. Go back to sending some links to people, see if we can get some viewers. And once our game gets started, I'll try to remember to do time checks so you guys can get synced up. All right, so we got scoreboard at the bottom. All right, we're still 10 minutes away from the Jags kickoff. I will be doing it a little bit differently this time. I am going to be watching it on streaming. Last time I did it with an antenna over the air, so there might be a little bit more bigger need to do those time checks. So we'll see how that goes. Alright, 2nd and 10. Daniel Jones takes it from shotgun, scans the field, chucks it downfield to an open number 11, who kind of got a shoulder shot at the 10-yard line and was taken down. They threw a flag. I mean, the hit looked kind of bad, but I don't think it was illegal. It looked like he hit him with the shoulder. Yeah, personal foul. He catches it. Oh, yeah, he comes in out of left field and kind of just... Oh, shoulder hit the head. That's why. We'll call that. They'll call that every time then, yeah. In real time, it looked like it was shoulder to shoulder or shoulder to chest. Pittman just went over 100 yards for the first time this season. So the 1st and goal, well covered, incomplete pass, going to bring up 2nd and goal. I don't know what that noise was. Yeah, a couple games wrapping up. Looks like New England. Did I already finish? Yep. Chargers. Where'd it go? It just disappeared. Oh, I'm looking away. Indianapolis just got a touchdown to pull within 11. Sorry, what is it just? Patriots still winning by 1 point. They have the ball with just under 2 minutes left. Chargers hold on and beat the Titans by a touchdown. Niners take care of the Giants in New York by 10 points. Those are the only ones that have been in the book thus far. And Colts pull within 10. So I don't know why this game... We've had a lot of our games be on Fox this year, which is kind of unusual. And I say that because CBS is supposed to have the AFC contract. So what's up with that? All right, getting the Jags Raiders game pulled up. Get that started and rolling. Looks like that was a good time. We're gonna do a quick commercial break and then do some football. So once again, Trevor Lawrence has an illness but is expected to play. Travis Hunter is out for at least 4 weeks because he's on injured reserve with a knee issue. Initial scans showed the ACL was in fact intact, which is great. So, but once you put somebody on IR, they are on IR for at least 4 weeks. So we'll see what happens with that. And here's assuming I don't need my keyboard for that. Instead of just getting rid of it, let me just Too many things. I have too many of the things. Here. I don't need to do much Stream Deck things because we don't change looks. But I do want my tablet in front of me so I can... I'd rather have all of it up here so I don't have to look away from the camera, but whatever. And I try to rerun my in-ears. Excuse me, my in-ears, and apparently I can't run them behind me like I want. Let's go full podcast and drop it down. I know I mention it every podcast, but I hate the arm that my mic sits on. It's truly annoying. Before anyone asks, the reason I run stats on tablet and not another browser up here is because this ultra wide screen is already kind of there's a lot of screens open already. I don't want to keep adding to them. So all right, looks like we've got a intro reel. We got some players running on field. It looks like we're close to kickoff. So big things that I'm looking at in this game. Our offensive line has not been great the last 2 games. So how is Max Crosby just gonna eat constantly, eat us up? In doing the prep for Wednesday's podcast, which we wound up not doing, you look at our game stats, especially offense and defense, and special teams, everything. It's very interesting that when you break it down, even when you ask like AI to aggregate information for you, basically it says weeks 1 through 5 we did really, really well. In the last 2 games we haven't. So it's been the story of 2 teams thus far, and I think we have plenty of opportunity to right the ship and end well. But that needs to start today against an LA, a Vegas Raiders team that isn't amazing, but at the same time, they've got some playmakers and they can make our life really difficult a lot. So that man ETN is going to have a good game. The other wide receivers as well. We need to get rid of our drops. The only stat that has not changed, that has been super consistent through the entire season, is our penalties. And we lead the league in drops and lead the league in penalties, I believe. So we need to straighten those couple of things out. And if we can just play fundamental football, we should have a good game. We are favored by a field goal. I think it's 3.5 points. I don't know how you get a half a point in football, but that's what the people that make all the money on gambling are going with. So where'd my mixer go? Let me pull. Well, nothing else. The music helps cover the noise from the TV. I'm trying to keep the TV at a point where I can hear what they're saying, so I can just steal some of their information, but also so that you guys don't hear it, so I don't get flagged, because that's always a concern. Looks like Pittsburgh is coming down. They got 2 minutes 47 seconds left. Pittsburgh has the ball up by 10. Cincinnati just did not show up today. Chicago put up a 40 burger on them. With 2 minutes 50 seconds left to go. And again, the only 2 games that are in the books are New England beat out Atlanta by a point, and the Chargers beat Tennessee by a touchdown. So also, I didn't watch that game, so that could be a misnomer. They could have been winning by 2 touchdowns the whole game and just gave up the last minute score in garbage time. So who knows? All right. We are back from commercials. Looks like we're going to be getting ready for kickoff in just a moment. The Jags at 4-3 versus the Las Vegas Raiders at 2-5. I mean, if you just look down the player positions, Lawrence has 9 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. That's another thing I'm looking for. Lawrence has not thrown a pick in the last 2 games, which is great. Let's continue that. Geno Smith has 7 touchdowns for 10 interceptions. So hopefully we can get back on the right side of the turnover margin, because we haven't forced a lot of turnovers the last couple of weeks either. Not like we were doing the first series or the first 5 games. Looks like we're going to be on our white jerseys with blue pants, and Raiders are going to wear their classic black and gray. It looks like they're setting up the ball on the tee to get started. So, Raiders always have interesting outfits, even when it's not Halloween. All right, so we're getting ready for a kickoff. Time check will be, well, kickoff. So, let's see what Liam Cohen has in store for these guys. All right, kick is up. It's going to be a bouncer. There's a flag. It goes over our head. We technically touched it, but I think it didn't land in the clearance zone. So we're going to get the ball in good field position. Yep, we're going to get it on the 40. So 1st and 10 on the 40. Oh yeah, that initially lands on the 21-yard line. Bounces right over Brown's head. He did the right thing. He just tried to grab it, but that also could have been a live ball and actually ended much worse probably. But anyways, Trevor Lawrence the last 2 games is only 56%, but he is averaging 277 yards a game, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, which for him, 277 is really impressive per game. He doesn't normally do a lot. So 1st and 10, hand off to ETN, straight up the middle. He's going to get about 4 to the 44-yard line. We had an initially a very good hole for him to run through. Linebackers just caught him and tripped him up. Again, no Hunter, so Brian Thomas Jr., Brown, and Parker Washington are going to be our wide receivers. One of our tight ends is also injured, so Munt will be our starting tight end. Shotgun formation with ETN to Lawrence's left, moves the man in motion. We're going to go off tackle on the run and get nothing. Maybe got half a yard past the line of scrimmage. So that's not what you want, but that'll bring up probably 3rd and 5 if I had to guess. Third and 6. Oh, my stream is so bad that ESPN, the app, is updating before it is. Let's do a time check. 13 minutes 50 seconds now. 49, 48. Shotgun formation. 4 wide receivers. 1 running back next to Trevor. Hike the ball. He's going to step up. He's going to sling it, and it's going to hit Brian Thomas Jr. in the hands. Sorry, it's going to hit Damian Brown in the hands, and he's going to drop it. 4th and 6. I mean, in the hands. There's nobody around him. The safety's the only guy that's over top, and he's giving him a cushion. He zings it. It's okay. It wasn't perfectly on target, but still touched one of his hands. That ball could be a little more on target, which would be great, but whatever. We're going to punt it. Looks like it's going to go out of bounds about the 20. We do have a flag. don't know what the flag is for. They threw it where the ball went out of bounds. They're still discussing this flag. We got 13 minutes 29 seconds on the play clock. The game clock is stopped because penalty. Holding on the receiving team. All right, so back them up a little bit. So instead of being on the 20 whatever, we're going to back them up a little bit, and they're going to have a long field ahead of them, which is probably good. We went 3 and out. That is not what you want to do against a defense, this Raiders defense that isn't that great, because it doesn't bode well for your offense. So 13:29 on the clock. Raiders have it 1st and 10 from their 14-yard line. He's under center with a single high back. He's going to hand it off to his running back, and they're going to push for about 4 or 5 yards. Just straight up the middle. Nothing fancy, nothing crazy about that one. Oh, that was Ashton Genty. Luakon in on the stop. Ashton Genty, who apparently has had an up and down season this was far. I know he had one breakout game, but I don't think he's doing a lot. Once again, under center is Geno Smith, 2nd and 6, sends the man in motion. Going to hand it off to Genty on the other A-gap, who's going to bounce it and break a couple of tackles, get into the secondary, and get across to the 31-yard line for a really big gain and a first down. Genty's just standing up like he's just waiting for something. Like he's not leaning over in his stance. He's just standing there like he's waiting for the bus or something. That's kind of funny. But good cutback to the opposite side, A-gap, and made a couple guys miss. Took 3 of our guys to tackle him. That'll bring up 1st and 10. We do have an injured player down. We have a Jaguar down. I can't see the number. Jordan Lewis. Jordan Lewis, one of our cornerbacks, is down and being attended to. He's sitting up and talking with trainers. Hopefully that's not a concussion or anything like that, but he's walking off the field now on his own volition. So in a depleted secondary, that's not good. So yeah, Jordan Lewis is our best cornerback right now, and seeing him leave, that's not great. The linebackers are going to have to cover some zones. Once again, under center, just fakes the handoff this time, and then dumps it down to the flat. Gets about 6. And brings up 3rd and 5. So Trayvon Walker is in. He has a slightly smaller club. Josh Hines-Allen is in, which is good as well. Devin Lloyd is out, which is not great because he is having a phenomenal season. At least, again, he had a phenomenal first 5 games. All right, 3rd and 5. I did a horrible job of that. Sorry, 3rd and 5. Under center, just throws it into the dirt. Sorry, it was shotgun formation. We blitz off the weak side, and we had basically a Luakon just ran in untouched, and so Geno Smith just dirts it, brings up. Oh, that was 2nd down? Okay, I'm doing terrible. Why does that say 3rd down? I thought we already had 3rd down. All right, sends a man in motion. Geno in shotgun, slings it out to wide receiver and is well covered by Newsome. That brings up 4th and 5. He just does like a 5-yard stop and go or stop and turn around. He's got the first down yardage. He's just blanketed by Newsome. Newsome gets a little bit of bicep, but still. Gino didn't put it on his chest either. Put it kind of outside. He did what Trevor did and kind of put it just outside the reach. So 4th and 5. Looks like they're going to punt. And we have a flag. False start. All right, so 4th and 10. I'm using a tablet that's of decent size. I might need to go get my glasses. All right, punt's off, 4th and 10. Boomer, we fielded at the 14-yard line. Washington is moving around a little bit, gets almost to the 20, tries to recut it out, even more outside, and gets taken down. So, should be 1st and 10. I'm guessing about on the 19 when we get back from commercial. All right, so looks like 24 seconds left in the Indianapolis-Pittsburgh game. Pittsburgh is still up by 10, but Indy has the ball. Cincinnati, Chicago, that game's over. They're just waiting for the clock to run out at this point. All right. Panthers hold on to beat the Packers in Lambeau. Vikings beat the Lions. Patriots beat the Falcons. And we are at 1st and 10 on the 17-yard line. Pass it out to Brown. Catches it for about 8 yards and runs out of bounds. Good quick decision making. Yeah, they're doing a breakdown. So first 5 games, 4-1, 25 points per game, only 6 sacks allowed, 14 takeaways. Our last 2 games, they took the graphic away. Basically the opposite. We've had no takeaways. Our penalties are way up. Our points are way down. Delayed handoff to ETN on 1st and 10, and he just gets ping-ponged around right at the line of scrimmage for no gain. There is a flag, though. No personal foul on the play, second down. All right. All right, so 2nd and 10. Lawrence is in the shotgun with Etienne to his right. 3 wide receivers, 2 right, 1 left. And a tight end. Hikes the ball, scans the field. Connects with Parker Washington for about a 7-yard gain and 3rd down. It's a little off target. It doesn't make Washington reach for it, but it's close enough for him to grab it. He had to go to the ground while doing it, but made a good catch nonetheless. Looks like Titans are driving in their game, which is a tied game. All right, so we got 3rd and 4. Shotgun, nobody in the backfield. Etienne streaks across. Again, quick dart to Brian Thomas Jr., who breaks 1 tackle, past the yard gain, and then scampers for about 4 more yards as he goes around. That's a good play. That's a good play and execution right there. Brian Thomas Jr. only has 1 touchdown this whole season. That's not good. 1st and 10, 9 minutes, 16 seconds on the clock. Trevor's under center. We got 2 wide receivers to the right. Puts 1 in motion. It's Brian Thomas. And false start. Our first penalty of the game is a dumb penalty. Yeah. There's our 20th offensive pre-snap penalty this season. We're only 5th in the league for those. So now we're in shotgun, 4 wide receivers, 2 right, 2 left. Looks like Brown's in motion to the top side, and Trevor's just going to chuck it to him in the flat, and we're going to lose 3 yards because they read that one like a book. They were in man coverage, and their linebacker just followed him over the running back from left to right, and just watched that happen. Yeah. Sorry, not even the linebacker. The safety came up to cover Brown, number 33, and Tootin. I need to learn everyone's number. Tootin. And yeah, just read that one the way you're supposed to read it, and just had a great open field tackle. So now it's 2nd and 18 with 8 minutes, 9 seconds left. Trevor, once again, is in shotgun. We have 3 wide receivers, a tight end, and a running back, Tootin. Trevor drops back, scans the field, lumps the ball. Ooh! Is that a catch? Are they going to? Yes, that is a catch. Brown, the wide receiver, makes an amazing catch on the sideline. That's beautiful. That's ball, foot. And there's a 15-yard penalty on top of it. That's a first down, people. He was short for the line to gain. Yeah, somebody just smacks Trevor's helmet. So even if they call it an incomplete, that's still going to be a first down. But great route, great play call. Once again, it was about a 15-yard go and come back. Came back a little too much. But you got to come back to where the ball is thrown. So Trevor kind of threw it a little bit shorter. But we're going to get the first down anyways. We got 7:57 left on the clock. So we're going to break a huddle. It's going to be 1st and 10 on the Vegas 34. Under centers, we're just going to do a toss sweep to Etienne, who's going to throw it back to Trevor, and it balls out. Trevor still chucks it, and well, that could have been a lot worse. We'll just put it that way. All right, so toss sweep to ETN out to the right. ETN throws it back to Trevor, but dirts it. So Trevor has to catch it on the one hop, get his footing. Brian Thomas Jr. is out there. Safety's coming over the top. They didn't bite on that at all. Safety got a little elbow to the face mask, but no flag. That's an interesting play call, especially on the Raiders 34. All right, so under center, we're gonna not be cute on this one. Hand it straight up the middle. ETN fights his way for 11 yards and a first down. I like cute plays sometimes, but a very long drawn out flea flicker when you only need 34 yards. R34, yes, because especially if it's man coverage and he has time to fight that. But safety had time to read it, come over. That could have been an interception easily. Anyways, 1st and 10, 6:48 left. We're under center. I formation, fake the handoff, and then screen it to ETN, who jumps out of Max Crosby's arms and scampers for a couple of yards on that one. That's another one that could have been a tackle for a loss, but ETN does a nice jump cut out of, I believe that was Max Crosby that was swatting at him, and runs ahead for 6 yards. So that'll bring up 2nd and 4. We are at 6 minutes, 15 seconds, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10 in the game in the first quarter. Jaguars are driving at the Raiders 19-yard line. Trevor's under center, puts a man in motion. Again, toss sweep to ETN to the outside. Nothing doing on that one. He's going to bounce off 2 Raiders and get tackled for a 2-yard loss. Looks like the guy that hit him first is the Raider that hit him first is a little shook up. So I'm trying to read the defense, and it looks like they were a hat for a hat on us. And yeah, it's some of this play calling. Sorry, I'm too far away from my microphone. Some of this play calling is just a little too cute, if you ask me. Shotgun now, 3 wide receivers right, 1 left, running back in the background, or in the backfield. We're just going to toss it to Parker Washington, who is going to get tackled a foot short. And they're going to call that 4th and 1. So, do you get what should be 3 easy points? Get your kicker some confidence? I wouldn't do that. It's 4th and 1 inside the 20. We need a foot. Let's go get a foot. And this is what football is all about. Our big guys versus their big guys. Trevor's going to take the snap from under center. We're going to put a man in motion. We're going to hand it off to Tootin, who is going to barrel ahead and actually get about 2 or 3 yards for a first down. It should be 1st and 10 on the 11. That is a good job. That is good execution right there. The basic plays seem to be doing really well. The cutesy plays, not so much. All right, we're in the huddle now. This current drive is 12 plays, 71 yards, 7 minutes, 30 seconds. 1st and 10 on the 11.5. Shotgun, hand off to Tootin. Tootin's going to get about 5. That'll bring up 2nd and 5 from the 6. Good play. Good execution. Lots of different looks, lots of different personnels throughout this drive as well. I'm surprised that we've gone in with 3 wide receivers and 4 wide receivers on a couple plays. Again, with Hunter being out, and we're down to our 3rd string tight end. No, long as yeah. All right, so under shotgun, weird formation. Fake handoff to Tootin. Trevor runs out to the right and got to the line of scrimmage before he could even make a decision to throw it. Defender was in his face too, so it kind of just falls down for no gain. 3rd down and 5. We are at 3 minutes on the game clock. 3 minutes, 2:57, 56, 55, 54, 53. That brings up 3rd and 3. This tablet does not want to refresh. 3rd and 3, breaks the huddle. Shotgun formation. He's got the timeout. Calling a timeout. Nope, never mind. Not a timeout. We end of the quarter. Nope, yeah, timeout. Okay. This is the part of my mic stand I hate. So talking about our playoff chances. I just want to get to 5 and 3. We'll talk about playoffs in a couple weeks. It's barely November. All right, so once again, 3rd and 3, 2 minutes, 31 seconds on the play clock left. We're in the huddle right now. Looks like we got Etienne and Brian Thomas Jr., usual suspects in the huddle thus far. What are we doing now? Somebody is calling. So someone else is calling a timeout. Raiders are calling excuse me. Raiders call a timeout after our timeout. Pete Carroll, I guess, didn't like the personnel that was in the huddle. That doesn't make a lot of sense because, again, we're in the huddle. He's got plenty of time to still swap out personnel packages. I mean, you shouldn't be worried about too many men on the field at that point either. So, but this drive is a 14-play, 78-yard drive. We've eaten 9 minutes off the clock, and we have done exactly 7 passes and 7 runs. So pretty balanced. But 3rd and 3 is the most important part of this right now. From the 4-yard line, we're going to... I'm terrible at this job. I'm so glad someone's not trying to pay me. All right, so we had a Wildcat formation. Etienne took the snap with Brown in motion. Didn't even fake a handoff, but was able to go straight into the A-gap and get 3 yards for a first down. So now it's 1st and goal on the 1. Trevor's back under center, and there's a flag because we jumped off sides. False start. So now, 1st and goal from the 6. Because we just need to make it harder for ourselves. And I think that is penalty number 3. Yeah, that's our 3rd penalty for 15 yards. Raiders have 4 penalties for 30 yards. So, anyways, 1st and goal from the 6. Wildcat once again. Etienne, this time he's going to actually hand the ball off to Brown, who gets the end around and is going to wind up bouncing off a couple guys and getting to, looks like, the 2. So not a bad play. A little cutesy. There were a lot of guys over there by the time he tried to turn that corner, though. But we got a couple guys hats on hat. Trevor was in both Wildcat formation. Trevor's way wide out left. He did even do a little bit of acting on that one, acting as if he was going to get the ball back and do something, but didn't. 2nd and goal from the 2. Trevor is in the shotgun with Etienne to his right. He's going to shuffle out to the left and just throw an interception. Threw it straight to the Raider. He seemed flustered and rushed. Might have been some pass interference going on, but Brown is flanked on either side by a Raider. Just throw it over their heads. Throw it straight up and live to fight another down. You got to be kidding me. Over 9 minutes off the play clock for no points. That's Trevor's first interception in 3 games. And that was one of my big key points to if we're going to win today. Trevor needs to continue not throwing interceptions. Yep. 10-minute, 20-second drive, 17 plays, 81 yards for nothing. For a whole big old pile of nada. I think I'm going to have to get the whiskey early on this one. All right. Ooh, Cincinnati's coming back to try to make it a quasi-interesting game. They're now losing 42-47 with 16 seconds left in that game. Let's see what else we got going on. Minnesota won. San Francisco won. The Rams have an early lead over the New Orleans Saints. And Buffalo has an early lead over Kansas City. So that's where those stand. All right. I'm going to take a commercial break also. Be right back. Never mind, we're back. Oh, yeah, there was definitely a hold on ETN. There was a hold on Brown. Just throw it 10 feet over everybody's head, man. So, Raiders are going to start their drive 1st and 10 on the 20 because the interception happened in the end zone. Ashton Jeanty is going to bounce around some people and get a good 12-yard gain right there on 1st down. Yeah, they're double teaming some of our interior guys. All right, shotgun. Geno Smith is going to pass the ball to a slot wide receiver for about 3 yards. Brock Bowers in his 2nd year. All right, Geno Smith under center. We got a couple tight ends to the right. Ashton Jeanty in the backfield and one wide receiver to the left. Bobbles the snap. Toss sweep to Jeanty, who's going to get right up to the 1st-yard line and then get met with a wall of Jags. So he could be half a yard short. We'll see after this commercial break because that is the end of the 1st quarter. Sorry about that. It was a not well-timed bathroom break. So I missed a play. It's now 14 minutes, 54 seconds left in the second. 2nd and 10. Gino is in shotgun. He has trips wide receiver at the bottom of the screen. He's going to toss it up to Bowers, who's going to slip one tackle and bulldoze his way through Wingard and one other tackle to get close to the first down, but be short. It should be 3rd and 1. We are still scoreless in this game. We are scoreless through 1 quarter. All right. Raiders set up 3rd and 1, just past the 50-yard line. Gino is under center. 4 wide receivers, 1 running back in the background. Sends Bowers in motion. Fakes a handoff. Throws it to Bowers for a 2-yard completion and a first down. Send a guy in motion. See nobody follows him. It's obviously zone coverage, and then just throw it to him essentially. It's not really a flat because it's 2 yards down the field, but they're in hurry-up mode. Gino is in shotgun now. 3 wide receivers. Takes the ball. Looks around. Does throw it to the actual flat where Gentry is. He's going to get met at the 40-yard line by 4 Jags defenders who kind of just pick him up and push him backwards. But he'll get forward momentum to there. And that'll bring up 2nd and 3. Oh, good old Chip Kelly. All right, this time Gino is under center. 2 wide receivers up top, 1 on the bottom. Send the guy in motion. Just hand it off to Gentry. Makes the first guy miss, but Hines Allen and Aluakon are going to meet him, and he's going to be short of the first down. That'll bring up 3rd and 1. So good swarming ability. It'd be great to have Devin Lloyd just floating around the linebacker line with Aluakon to sniff some of these out. But it's going to bring up 3rd and 1. And they're in that formation that looks like they're just going to hand it up the straight. Yep. He's going to hesitate and then hit his hole. There's a lot of people in there. From the initial spot from the top of the official running on the top, it looks like he's going to be short. Line judge looks as if he's going to be short as well. That's going off the unofficial yellow line, but it looks like he's a good yard short. So good initial penetration by our guys, but Gentry kind of just hesitated and let that form out. So they're going to go for it on 4th. 4th and about a foot. Again, same formation under center. Gino's going to run out. He's going to get chased. He's going to sling it all the way downfield and go over his head. Go over the wide receiver's head. Gino was running for his life on that one. That is, again, cute plays that kind of don't meet the situation. Good to know we're not the only idiots that run those things. Yeah, he needed half a yard and he tried to get 40. Turnover on downs. When we come back for commercial, it'll be Jaguars 1st and 10. Yeah, the ball was on the 37-yard line. They needed 1 yard, and they tried to get 37 all at once. I guess the mentality is catch everyone huddled in the middle, expecting the same play over again. We've had 2 people watching this for 10 seconds on average. So at that point, I am not doing play-by-play. I'm just a guy in his room talking to himself, which I'm used to. I guess I'm not talking to myself anymore. I've got a cat in here somewhere. I think he's asleep under the video rack, though. Let's... Broncos, it's been a while since I've updated. So Broncos looks like they came back and won the game 18-15. So that puts Houston at 3-4. Indianapolis falls to 7-2 with their second loss of the year. Tennessee is 1-8. Jags looking to step up to 5-3 if they can, get some offense going on this drive and actually get into the end zone. So yeah, the last drive was a very long, drawn-out, methodical drive. Couple of penalties along the way to kind of stymie things, but I don't have the analytics. I don't have all of the data that they've gone through all season. If they have a play practiced and ready in the playbook for them that they think is a high percentage 50-yard chunk play, why not just dial it up right now? I'm not saying it's going to be a home run for a touchdown, just a long chunk play just to get some momentum after that last drive, because you don't want to have to get into another 10-12 play drive. So Trevor breaks huddle, goes under center. We got 3 wide receivers bunched on the bottom, ETN behind them. We're going to fake a handoff to ETN. Trevor's got all the time in the world. He's going to check it down to his tight end, who's going to get about 5. Trevor had a bunch of time on that play because he kind of ran out to the right, and the entire I can't remember all the words, but the offensive line kind of shifted to the left. So he didn't necessarily have a pocket because the pocket collapsed, but it collapsed over there, and he just ran away from it. So interesting. Anyways, 2nd and 4, shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers on the bottom, 1 on top. ETN is lined up almost in trips. They're going to just delay, hand it off to him. He's going to get a couple yards, but it looks like he's going to come up short. That should bring up 3rd and 1. That's not a terrible play design either. It's a little cutesy. You've got formations and you've got movements to see what defense the defense is in, but the actual play is a pretty straightforward draw play straight up the middle. You're just trying to get them out of position. So we're going to break the huddle on this one. Looks like we got Jones, wide receiver, isolated by himself. We got a split backfield. Trevor goes under center now, and he's just going to barrel it in, and he's going to get 2 yards on that one. So that'll bring up 1st and 10. I said it during the San Francisco game, because it's the only other game I've done this for. Old school late 90s formations, true Y formations where you have quarterback under center, halfback, and then fullback, but also the split back look. I haven't seen those in forever, and we're showing those every now and again. I think that's what happens when you have multiple good running backs. So this time we're in pistol. Tootin's standing behind Trevor, brings the man in motion. Tootin's going to take it and get basically nothing. So we ran off tackle into the B gap on that one, but that time the movement didn't do anything, or the motion didn't do anything. Everyone was just hat on a hat. And I think that's what happens when you get too many cutesy motion plays. They stop following the motion and they just go, that guy, I'm gonna go hit that guy, and I don't care what else is happening on the play. So shotgun formation. Trevor looks around the field. Good completion down the, sorry, not a touchdown. Good completion down the field to about the 27, though. Flag on the play, and our tight end that caught it is on the ground in pain. Is that Little? It's 84. He is literally rolling around in pain, and the penalty is on us. We have holding, which allowed Trevor to complete the pass. I mean, thus far, offensively, this is just atypical Jaguars football the last couple of years. We have one good play for good yardage, and A, the player that makes the play gets hurt, and B, there's a penalty, so the play doesn't even count. I mean, this is what happens when you have a team that kicks the longest field goal in NFL history in preseason so that it doesn't count. All our good things don't count. So that'll bring up, when we're back from commercial, that'll bring up 2nd and 20 on our own 38-yard line with 8 minutes, 38 seconds left in the half. So again, we'll be 8:38 at the snap of the ball. Rams are up 13-0 on the Saints. Chiefs are losing. They just ended their first quarter. Chiefs are down 7-0 on the Bills. But it looks like they've got 1st and goal on the Buffalo 3. So I can't get broadcast on the stream. That is bad. So, but I'm starting to like me hearing them because I just don't have everyone's the entire roster memorized. I am a bad play-by-play guy. So Long, our number 2 tight end who caught the ball that didn't count, goes into the tent. So we got 2nd and 20, 8 minutes, 36 seconds, 35, 34 left in the second quarter. Trevor's in shotgun. We got 2 wide receivers up top, 2 up bottom. ETN is in the slot, but several yards off the line. Trevor takes the ball, throws it, completes it to Brian Thomas Jr., who will probably get about 9 or 10 yards. It'll bring up 3rd down. 3rd and 9 is what it brings up. 3rd and 9. BTJ getting a little bit involved. I think that's the 2nd or 3rd catch. So once again, shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers on the bottom, 1 up top. I think that tight end is lined up off the line, but we'll let it play out. Tootin was in the backfield. We're going to complete it to Washington Jr. doing a nice crossing route to about the 35-yard line. Washington continues to be a bright spot in this kind of meh offense. Trevor is to the point where he is just firing it as fast as he can. Bring up 1st and 10 on the 36-yard line. Trevor's under center. We got 2 wide outs on the right. Washington goes in motion. We're going to fake a handoff. Trevor's going to slide, and the ball was popped up. He went across the middle again. The ball got popped out, but luckily it was not intercepted. So again, pre-snap movement. Nobody moves on the defense. That was Brown that tried to get that ball. Little bit high. Gets plowed the moment he doesn't catch it. All right, so that's going to bring up 2nd and 10 from the 36. Once again in shotgun. Once again pre-snap movement. And we're just going to do a tunnel screen to Washington, who breaks a tackle, finds some holes, and is going to squirm his way up to about the 27. And there's a flag. Illegal motion number 86. So in the motion where no one on the defense followed, so did he not get set? Oh, because he doesn't continue down the line. He turns and sets on the line. Oh, whatever. Just 4 penalties for 25 yards. So now it's 2nd and 15. This team is frustrating to watch. 2nd and 15, shotgun formation. Trips right. The ball got snapped and Trevor wasn't ready. We're just going to go with it. Completes it over the middle of Washington. There's a flag on the play. Washington gets a first down. Gets within the 24-yard line. What is the flag? Illegal motion again. Illegal motion on the quarterback. I did say it. He obviously was not expecting the ball. It looks like he was trying to go up and do a audible, and the center just snapped it to his knees. You gotta be freaking kidding me, though. This team... We'll get to that next. So, all right, 2nd and 20, shotgun, five wide receivers, 5 wide receivers. Snap the ball. Trevor surveys the field. He's got an okay pocket. He scrambles out. Going to chuck it down into double coverage. Brown's going to catch it out of bounds. Yeah, he's getting frustrated. Lawrence is getting frustrated as well. So start to expect all of the fast starts. Looks like they were in zone. And again, because of the rollout and just how far down the field he threw it, the safety had time to come over. Luckily, he threw it out of bounds. That way it couldn't get intercepted. That's my positive spin on that play. 3rd and 20. Man in motion, brings Brian Thomas Jr. comes down to the bottom, takes the ball, steps back, slings it to the first down marker, but out of the reach and above the shins of Brian Thomas Jr. They're congratulating the defensive guy who did nothing. Trevor threw a bad ball. Bring up 4th and 20. Looks like we're going to punt it. So our punter stands on his own 40. And we're going to actually just punt it. We're not going to fake anything. And they're going to have to fair catch it on the 5-yard line. No return. Not terrible, but yet another halfway decently long, as far as time goes, drive that doesn't do anything. Let's look at some stats. Let's refresh this. This game is tied at nothing. 0-0. Total yards, 117 for the Jags, 65 for the Raiders. We threw the 1 interception. We have 8 first downs to their 4. We have 5 penalties for 30 yards to their 4 penalties for 30 yards. So, we're 4 of 7 on 3rd down. They're 1 and 3. 17. So time of possession is 17 minutes and 47 seconds to 6:34. I mean, Trevor's 10 of 16 with an interception for 81 yards, and that's all. ETN has 7 carries for 19 yards. Browns are leading receiver right now with 2 catches for 26 yards. Come on. Yeah, ETN has 3 carries for 19 yards, with half of that being his long. Tootin has 3 carries for 8 yards. Damian Brown, 2 catches, 26 yards. Parker Washington, 3 catches, 26 yards. Brian Thomas Jr., 2 catches, 21 yards. So, Dylan Brown has 2 catches on 6 targets. Parker Washington has 3 catches on 3 targets. Brian Thomas Jr. 2 catches on 4 targets. Hunter Long, who is currently out of the game, 1 catch on 1 target. Oh, the backwards pass that Travis Etienne one-hopped to Trevor, they're counting that as a fumble. Ulukan has 4 tackles along with Antonio Johnson and Miller. Yeah, they're doing a stat check too, just to show how lopsided this game is thus far. Ashton Genty's in the background. Gino is in shotgun standing on his own goal line. They bring a man in motion. Our defense shifts. It looks like we could bring blitz. We do. They throw a screen. And Ashton Genty just runs for 14 yards. First down. Gets out to the 18. That is good play design. So we brought 1, 2, 3. We blitzed with 5 guys. Trying to get the safety. And they just screen past it. Shotgun pass out of the backfield to their tight end is going to get 9 more yards, bring up 2nd and 1. So 2nd and 1, shotgun formation, running back to Gino's left, puts a tight end in motion. He's going to sling it to the tight end, and it's going to go straight through his hands. Geno Smith throws incomplete to their tight end, Michael Mayer. So that's going to bring up 3rd and 1. They are 1 and 3 on 3rd down conversions so far today. Gino's under center. He's just going to QB sneak it for the first down. Quick and easy and effective. He just ran on, took the ball, kind of did a half-second stutter, and then just dove into the C gap where nobody, or on the far end where nobody was, and got about 1.5 yards. Break the huddle quick. Already under center. We got a couple wide receivers, 1 in motion. Genty in the background. It's going to hand it off to Genty, who's going to get about 1 yard. Ulukan was there in the backfield to go ahead and slow him down, and then he kind of face planted into the back of his own offensive lineman. Genty just stands there. He's just like, meh. Like, he's not like bent over, ready to run. He's standing straight up, arms at his side, like, okay. 2nd and 9, shotgun formation, pistol technically. Genty is behind Gino. We're going to fake a handout. He's going to fake a handout to him, throw it down the field, and in and out of the hands of the tight end, but there is a flag. And everyone's walking in the same direction right now, so it's on us. Gives them a first down. Pass interference. So tight end was on a cross route. Yeah, we grabbed that arm, didn't let him go. All right, so that brings up 1st and 10. Gino's under center. He's going to fake another handoff and try to complete it to a tight end and not succeed. I don't know if our defense is doing halfway okay or if the Raiders' offense is as bad as our offense. I think it's more of the second. So that brings up 2nd and 10. We got 3 minutes, 17 seconds left on the clock in the first half. Gino is in shotgun with Ascengenti to his left. Trips right. We look like we are in base formation. We might be showing a blitz. Yep, we blitz. Bring him up the middle. Gino completes the pass though to number 16, who immediately gets hit out of bounds. That'll bring up 3rd down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we blitzed 5. We showed 6, blitzed 5. All right, Gino is back in shotgun. We have 3 wide receivers out left, a tight end out, Brock Byers out right. They show motion. Gino's going to throw to that side because we gave him a 4-yard cushion before he even threw the ball. He's going to get first down easy. Yeah. 26 didn't even, Johnson didn't even try to cover him anywhere near the line. He let him run around. Shotgun. Gino's going to look downfield. He's going to complete the pass for a first down. Are they going to they should mark that as a first down. That's definitely a first down. And that, I believe, brings us up to the 2-minute warning. This has not been a great one thus far if you're a Jags fan. Hasn't been a great one if you're a Raiders fan either, so this is the rare double whammy of, not inadequacy, but just, I don't think any fan of either team is watching this going and is happy right now. So I mean, so the current drive has been, the Raiders are on, is 9 plays, 58 yards, and it's eaten up about 3 minutes, 39 seconds. It has been aided by several penalties. I think we have 2 penalties on this drive alone for a number of yards. Raiders haven't committed a penalty in a while. They kind of just got out the gate with 3 and stopped there. I don't know what that's like. They're also clawing back the time of possession as well. They're up to 10 minutes of time of possession. If these offenses don't start actually doing things, this might be just a coin flip and whoever gets the field goal. All right, we are back from commercial. They're showing Gino having a conversation with one of his wide receivers right now about a previous play. Oh, that was during commercial. So Gino goes into the huddle. Once again, this should be... I don't know what this should be. 1st and 10, right at the 2-minute warning, 37-yard line. Gino is in shotgun. He's going to hand the ball off, and they're going to get about 3 yards, and they're going to blow the play dead. There is a flag on the field, though, so let's see what we did this time. Oh, illegal formation. It's on the Raiders. That's refreshing. We didn't do the screw up this time. Yay. That's a rarity. So both teams have 2 timeouts left. So both teams have options if they're on offense. Gino's in shotgun now. 1 wide receiver left, 3 to the right, and Ashton Genty in the pistol to his right. It's going to send tight end in motion. Hike the ball. He's going to sling it out to Genty, who's going to try to ping pong off out of a tackle. He's going to get 2 yards, but when it was 1st and 20, 2 yards isn't a lot. Sorry, it was 1st and 15. So 2nd and 13. Clock is running. We have 1 minute, 30 seconds, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. They're going to break the huddle. They don't look like they're in much of a hurry right now. 1 wide receiver right, 2 left. Genty's in the pistol next to Geno Smith. They're checking some protection. Jags blitz. Complete to Bowers in the middle of our zone. It looked like we did a zone blitz where we dropped 2 guys out, but brought 2 other guys that weren't showing blitz. And yeah, Josh Hines-Allen was backing in a zone coverage and just let Bowers go. Quick snap. They're going to throw it to tight end again. He's going to get tackled. He's going to get the first down, but he's tackled inbounds. So the clock continues to roll down to 35, 34. Nope. And someone's going to call a timeout. 34 seconds left. Jackson will call a timeout. We have 1 left. I mean, at that point, 34 seconds, just let it run down. I mean, unless you think we have the wrong personnel, which we might have. They are in the red zone. Sorry, yawning. They're currently in the red zone on the 7-yard line. So they might have wanted to bring in a more beefy package. Again, no Devin Lloyd. Trayvon Walker has a small club on one of his hands because he has a messed up thumb. No Travis Hunter. We're missing another cornerback, I believe, as well. Jordan Lewis is out. Lloyd's out. Saunders is out. So we got a whole lot of second string guys in there. Geno Smith is going to come out of under center. He's in the pistol next to his running back. We got trips left, single tight end high. That's where he's going to look. And he caught that ball. I don't know if he came in bounds, but he caught it. Yep, they're going to say he was out of bounds. He was tied up with the cornerback, so he caught it one-handed. But in the process of coming down, that's a great one-handed catch. His butt lands in bounds. His shoulders are out. They're calling it out, but I mean, that's a foot in bounds. That's a butt in bounds. That's a catch. That's a catch. That's a Brock Bowers touchdown reception. I mean, when his butt hits, the ball is out of bounds, but he already had 1 foot down, and then his backside is the second body part inbound. So they're going to review it. We're in commercial right now. Probably won't be in commercial very long. Checking in on some of the other games around the league. Kansas City got on the board, but they are still losing. They're now trailing Buffalo 10-14. The Raiders are having a fun day in LA. They're up 20-3 on New Orleans. And our game has no score. Well, it's about to have a score. So my prediction is they're going to call it a touchdown. There's 38 seconds left on the play clock. For some stupid reason, we're going to just take a knee and go to halftime. I don't know why we're going to take a knee and go to halftime. Regardless, unless we get a really good return. If Parker Washington or whoever's or Tootin's, whoever going to return this, gets a good return. If it goes out of the back of the end zone, which would be smart for the Raiders to do, let us start on our 25-yard line. I'm guessing we're going to take a knee and go in only 3 points down. In a game we should be winning probably. So. All right, so while we were away, they did count that as a touchdown. So the Raiders are currently winning 6-0. I assume they're going to go for one. Oh, he got an elbow down at the same time he got his backside down. But yeah, that was a very good one-handed grab. All right, so they're going for the extra point. I don't even need to watch. Kick is up. Oh, that's why you need to watch. It's no good. Yeah, he shanked it to the right. So the Raiders are winning 6-0 off their one touchdown. So they're re-showing the touchdown catch for some reason. Hey, Mr. Bean. Okay. All right, so we have an upcoming kickoff. We have 35 seconds left in the half. And yep, we're going to field it on the 2-yard line. It's going to come up, is going to break a couple of tackles and then finally get dragged down at the 31-yard line. That took about 7 seconds. So we have 28 seconds left in the half. Again, I fully expect us just to take a knee because that's just what we do, regardless of the coach. But, you know. Trevor has a 49.2 passer rating for the game. Yeah. Oh, we are not going to take a knee. We're in shotgun formation. 2 wide receivers to the left. We just moved our running back to the bottom, so 2 to the bottom. Trevor takes a snap, looks around. Running back released late after doing a block, and then just got completely eaten by a Raiders linebacker at the line of scrimmage. I mean, eaten the moment he caught that ball. He went to turn around, and there was just a whole bunch of jersey in front of him. Okay. All right, so that'll bring up 2nd and 9 with 20 seconds left. No timeouts left. Pistol formation with Tootin to Trevor's right. 2 wide receivers on the bottom. One's a tight end. We're going to throw it down to Parker Washington, who catches it inbounds. We're running down the field. Sorry, completed to the 50. We're just going to clock it. 4 seconds left. 50 yards to go. Oh, we're going to do the thing? We're going to do the thing! We are indoors in a dome. We're on the 50-yard line. And Little is going to try for a 70-yard field goal. He made this in preseason in the Florida humidity. Kick is up. It's straight. Is it long enough? Did he? That is a record! Are you kidding me? 70-yard field goal, NFL record. There you go. That's good for 72. Are you kidding me? That's when you look at coach and you go, Coach, I got this. And the coach believes you. Wow. 68 yards. Sorry, it's only a 68-yard field goal. It's still an NFL record. And that's going to take us to halftime, everybody. It's a 6-3 game. This is a really weird 6-3 game. All right, I'm going to step away. I'll be back in a couple minutes. For all the people that aren't here. So just sitting here. Halftime. Cam Little just hit an NFL record longest field goal at 68 yards. Would have been good from 70, which is what he hit in preseason. I'm just eating some dinner. Okay. Oh, wow. Thanks for the intro and heads up. And so we kick the ball off to the Raiders. They field it and they get to a yard line because broadcast is doing a quasi tight shot and I can't tell what yard line it is. Thanks, guys at Fox. No heads up that we were coming back from commercial. No heads up that we were about to do a kickoff. So, and now we cut to the guys in the booth for a couple of seconds. Thanks so much. So, anyways, we are 36 football game. Raiders have the ball, 1st and 10 from the 29-yard line. Geno Smith is under center. It's going to hand the ball off to Ashton Jeanty, who is going to bounce around and get met immediately. The offensive line did get a good 2-yard push, but our defensive line held there, and he's just going to wind up getting 2 yards. So they'll bring up 2nd and 8. Smith is in shotgun with Jeanty to his left. 3 wide receivers also to his left. 1 wide receiver to his right. Tight end goes in motion to the right. He's going to scan the field. And, interception! Interception! Did that one too many times, Raiders. Cornerback read it, put a forearm in front of it, and took it away. There you go. Just goes in there, gets there before the tight end, possesses it all the way to the ground. Oh, Walker almost clubbed it back at Geno Smith too. There we go. It is going to be Jags ball. With a hopefully relatively short field. They hadn't moved the ball much. Yeah, it's our first takeaway, our first interception in 2 weeks. So if we have a mold, and that is games we get interceptions versus games we don't. All right, so it's 32-yard line. Trevor's in the shotgun. Is going to move Washington in motion. He's going to hand the ball off to ETN, though. He's going to scamper up for about 6 and a second down. Yeah, if we can define our games by ones where defense gets us turnovers and ones we don't, I'll take the ones where we get interceptions because we are way more likely to win those games. We have the second most takeaways in the league and third most points off takeaways. This is our first takeaway in 3 games. All right, Trevor's under center. He's going to move Brown in motion. Once again, handed off to ETN, and they were ready for it. But he spins away from Max Crosby and winds up getting about 2 yards. Man, you kick a NFL record field goal and go into halftime, and this offense, the offense looked good for the most part. I mean, we had those 2 long drives where we were moving the ball pretty well. They just ended badly. Not a huge amount of yards, though, overall. So, 3rd and 3. Third and 3 on the 25-yard line. Trevor's under center. Puts a man in motion. Going to hand it off to Tootin. He's going to make one guy miss, spin around, wind up getting 5 yards and a first down. I think we're seeing some halftime adjustments getting implemented with, thus far, positive results. We're at 12 minutes, 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Trevor's in shotgun, takes the snap, scans the field, looks straight ahead. Going to complete it to Parker Washington. Probably could have called a face mask on that, but they didn't. Washington's going to get 5 yards. They're going to mark it at 4 yards, 2nd and 6. Cohen's calling some plays in. All right, so they're breaking the huddle now. Looks like Tootin's in instead of ETN. Trevor is moving our tight end. Looks like we got Washington and Brian Thomas Jr. up at the top. He's going to scan the field. He's going to screen tunnel it to, sorry, that's not Washington, that was Brown, who's going to get met or just after the ball is caught. It's going to wind up losing a yard, it looks like. Yeah, if you're going to do that, your Brian Thomas Jr. has to block. Otherwise, there are 2 defenders just staring right at Brown, waiting to tackle him. There wasn't good execution. So I don't know if that's miscommunication or what. So shotgun, 3rd and 6. We got trips on the bottom of the screen, tight into the right. Pockets collapsing. Trevor's going to run a little bit. He's going to wind up picking up about 2 yards, and that's it. It's going to bring up 4th down and 4. So Cam Little's back on for a 33-yard attempt. This is less than half of what his last one was, and they're in the middle of the field. So snap is up, kick is up, and that looks like it sneaks through. So we have a tie ball game, ladies and gentlemen. So not the end of the drive that we wanted, but we got a takeaway on their opening drive, and then we answer with some points. Those are two positive things that happened in a row. So yeah, kind of a quick turnaround on that one. Someone chimed into view and I missed it. Looks like Kansas City is finally going into halftime. The Kansas City Buffalo game. Buffalo is up 21-13 over Kansas City, which is not very surprising considering it seems like every year, regular season, they play the game in Buffalo. Buffalo wins it. But when they play in Kansas City during the playoffs, Kansas City takes care of business when they need to. So I'm not particularly worried about that, other than I do have some Kansas City wide receivers on my fantasy football team. Looks like the Rams are coming out of halftime, still up 20-10 over New Orleans. All right, so we are back from commercials. We're about to kick the ball off. Yeah, when at the top of the game, where I was talking about how Geno has 10 interceptions. Now he's got 11. So we kick the ball deep. Raiders guy has a lane. He's got a couple guys to beat, and we're gonna bring him down at the 40, our own 40. So it's a very good kickoff return and puts them in very good field position. So he fields it at the 3. Kind of initially, they set up a pretty good wall, broke one tackle. And then we kind of just corralled them and took them down. So, but they are going to get set up in very good field position. So return 54 yards. In a tie ball game. It's going to be 1st and 10. Geno Smith is under center with wide receivers on the move. They're going to hand it off to Genty, who's going to wind up getting about 3 to the 40-yard line. Sorry. It's a late game, guys. So it's going to bring up 2nd and 6 on the 39-yard line. Geno Smith's under center. He's going to fake the handoff to the running back, scan the field. Now dump it off to the running back who's all alone in the flat. He's going to wind up picking up about 10 yards and a 1st down. There is a flag on the play. Let's see who this is on. Roughing the passer on the Jags. So they're going to add 15 yards to the end of the play. Oh, wow. That was Walker and Hines Allen kind of meeting. That's okay. I mean, they call it on Hines Allen, but really him and Walker kind of met in the middle, and Geno Smith was there. So it's going to bring up first down on the 14. Guys, we cannot just give them these kind of opportunities. We gotta nix this. So Geno's going to take the ball from under center. It looks like we got an army of tight ends out there. One wide receiver, one running back. He's going to hand the ball off, and they're going to get met at the line of scrimmage. Maybe loses about half a yard. Penalties. We are at 7 penalties for 57 yards versus their 5 penalties for 35 yards. Play clock continues to run. It's going to bring up 2nd and 11 on the 15-yard line. Geno's in shotgun with Genty to his left. Trips to the right. He's going to scan the field. He's going to roll out. He's getting chased. Oh, he's going to get a wide open Brock Bowers. It'll be 1st and goal from the 4. While Trayvon Walker was floating in a zone and just floated too much to his right, leaving Bowers wide open. He was staring at the quarterback the whole time. Wasn't looking around at who was in his zone, just staring at the quarterback's eyes. That's a bummer. That's going to bring up 1st and goal on the 1-yard line. So we're in commercial break right now. Jags are tied with the Raiders 6-all. My mic stand is doing that thing again that I hate. Jags have been doing a pretty good job on defense thus far. They did give up that 1 touchdown in the first half. And then special teams kind of just let them down. And penalties, as always, seems to be a constant theme. It's not getting better in this game, which is unfortunate. So... But everybody else in the AFC South lost today. So I was hoping we could pull out a win and, get some distance. But we still have a whole lot of football left to play. Should be coming back. So 7:44 left. Goal line formation. They're just going to hand the ball off to Genty, and he is going to get stuffed at the line for no gain. Should bring up 2nd and goal. Once again, old school formations. That was just a whole bunch of tight ends, fullback, halfback, other tight end lined up in the backfield to be a blocker. 87 ran through the hole to block. Wound up hitting Wingard a yard late, but it didn't matter because his running back was so far behind him that we were able to close the hole. So that'll be 2nd and goal with 7 minutes exactly. 6:59, 6:58, 6:56. They're going to send the guy out wide, And we have a penalty. False start, not on us. Yay, penalty not on us. So that'll back him up 5 yards. Also, that they're calling on Brock Bowers, who was lined up behind the line of scrimmage and motioned out. Sorry, he was in the eye. He was the top of the eye, motioned out. Okay, so they're just saying they called it on the wrong guy. So now we're in the complete opposite. We are in spread formation. 4 wide receivers. One goes in motion, is going to be in the pistol next to Gino. The other one is going to motion as well. And we're going to just go out and we're going to throw it to the front pylon for Lockett. And we had that locked up all day. So we're doing man-to-man on the outside, which is great. We were able to stick with them. And again, not necessarily just watching the quarterback's eyes, but we were able to jump in there and knock that down. Good job. Good breakup. That'll bring up 3rd and goal. We got pistol formation, 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends. A pocket collapses. Gino scrambles out, throws it to Bowers, who was not fully expecting it and is not able to bring it in the end zone. So that'll bring up 4th and goal. Yeah, he kind of hurried that because that pocket collapse. He steps up, realizes he's going to run into his own guy, motions out to the right. Bowers is following, but by the time Gino goes to throw it, Bowers had turned around, had his back to Gino to go further up the field and into the end zone. That's when Gino throws it. So when Bowers turns back around, he has no idea the ball is coming. They're going to settle for a field goal. They're going to get it up and through for a nice... Oh, flag. Flag. As of now, it's 6-9 Raiders. But we have a discussion happening. What is flag? Is it after the play or during the play? More discussing happening. Gino is pissed. Okay, the point is good. Two personal fouls that are going to offset. So the field goal is good. And the penalties offset. So after a lot of discussion, nothing really happened. So Gino's trying to get everyone together on the sideline to kind of get all on the same page. But it is now 6-9 Raiders. We're going into commercial break. So that we gave them stop falling. Just stay in a spot. Stupid mic thing. Stay there. So after a good kickoff return, they only get 3 points, which is great. I love looking at the percentage. The win percentage that ESPN does when you look at their game cast. And if you look at this game, it is pretty much just up, like slightly over 50% either way, the whole game. So this is going to be probably a coin flip. Jags have no touchdowns in this game, just 2 field goals. The Raiders do have a touchdown. They missed the extra point. So I'm looking at some stats. Nothing really pops out. ETN has 9 carries for 26 yards. And again, 10 of those yards are on one play. So really, ETN has 8 carries for 16 yards. Trayvon Walker is headed. Oh, Trayvon Walker punched a dude with the club hand. No, not the club hand. If you're going to punch him, use the one with the cast. Oh, Trayvon Walker is ejected for the rest of the game for throwing that punch. Once again, I don't know why you're going to punch a guy while he wears a helmet, but whatever. Especially if there's a cast on one hand and not a cast on the other. But I guess he's right-handed. So Raiders are going to kick off. We're going to run up to about the 6-yard line and field it. And we're going to hit a wall of people around the 30-yard line and go down right there. So no more Trayvon Walker for the rest of the game. What does that mean for us on defense? We're going to have to wait and see, because right now we are on offense. And our offense kind of looks not terrible, but also is not getting the things that offenses need to get, which are points. So, I mean, time of possession, 22 minutes to 15 minutes. So, and like plays, we're doing great, but we need the points. So Trevor's under center on 1st and 10 on the 31-yard line. Sends a tight end in motion. Fakes a handoff to ETN. Throws it to Parker Washington, who's pretty open in the zone. He's going to jog downfield to about the 49-yard line and run out of bounds. That's a great play. That is great vision. And I think my favorite thing is Trevor is not bulleting the pass to everybody. So I think Trevor's calmed down. There was just enough touch on that ball for it to go over all of the defenders, but still get there. So this time we're going to do under center, hand it off to ETN, who's going to scamper around for about 6 yards. And the clock's going to keep rolling. We're at 5 minutes, 40 seconds, 39, 38, 37. And they took my clock away, so I can't keep up. So we are on the right side of the field now. We're in the 43-yard, their 43-yard line. Trevor's in a shotgun, 5 wide receivers. He's going to try to toss it to Parker Washington. That one had a little heat on it. Was also a little high and away as well. But that was supposed to be just a 6-yard out. Yeah, put a little too much. I don't know if he put too much on it or just threw it a little bit too early. It was also inches away from getting intercepted. And if he had caught it, Parker Washington was the only person that was going to stop that guy. So brings up 3rd and 5. We are technically we're close to field goal range. We're in field goal range. Shotgun formation. Running back to Trevor's left. Sends a man in motion. We're just going to hand it off. Oh, huge hole up the middle. 1st down and more, all the way down to the 31-yard line. And that is Allen Jr. That's technically our 3rd wide receiver. He's really 3rd running back. I'm sorry. He's really the 3rd in the rotation. But that's a good play call. Little draw play. Had tons of room. So that brings up 1st and 10 on the Vegas 32. Trevor's going to take the ball from under center, single back. He's going to send Parker Washington in motion. He's going to shuttle it out to ETN, who turns the corner, makes one man miss, steps out of bounds, then gets tackled. Good play call. Trevor was able to actually turn the corner with speed, which a lot of times he doesn't get that option. So it's good to be reminded that he can do that. It's going to bring up 2nd and 5. All right, Trevor's going to take it from under center. He's going to fake a handoff to ETN and now dump it down to a screen pass to ETN, who's got some blockers. He's going to barrel ahead for a couple. He's going to wind up being just over a yard short of the 1st down. It'll bring up 3rd and 1. But not a lot of acting on that play action. But I think I think that was on purpose because we just screened it to him right afterwards, anyways. And again, they took 2 different guys to bring ETN down. It'll be 3rd and 1 with 3 minutes 20 seconds left in the third quarter. All right, we're in jumbo formation. Trevor's under center on 3rd and 1, and we're going to take a timeout. We had moved BTJ in motion, and I guess either there was an issue or Trevor didn't like the defense he saw, so he just called the first timeout of the half. So we're trailing Raiders of 9. We have 6. About 3 minutes left in the third quarter. Network just went to commercial. I did have one person watching me for a second, and then they left. So, sad face. That was weird. Check, 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 check. All right, cool. All right, let's check in on some of the other games. Los Angeles Rams are still beating the New Orleans Saints, now 27-10 with 5 minutes 13 seconds left in the third quarter. Buffalo is still ahead in their game against Kansas City. They're currently winning 21-13 with 13 minutes left in the third quarter, so they kind of just came out of the half. They had a 4:30 kickoff, so they had a much later kickoff. That game's going to go late. Later tonight, we have the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Washington Commanders at an 8:20 kickoff. And once again, every team in the AFC South lost earlier today. So, what does that bode well for us? Does that mean anything at all? Hopefully it means nothing. And if we can pull out a win, we just get that much closer to first place. All right, we are back from commercial break. 3rd and 1. We're going to go 3 wide receivers. We're going to send 1 in motion. Trevor's under center, and he's going to just jump forward for a first down. Based upon the line judge spots, I'd say he got it. He didn't Superman it, which I'm glad, because the very last time he did that, they knocked the ball out and caused a turnover. So if you don't need to Superman it, don't. But that does get us a first down. Clock is rolling. It is 1st and 10 on the 21-yard line. Trevor's under center. 2 tight ends to the left. He's going to hand the ball off to Trevor, who's going to scoot through the line of scrimmage and pop out the other side. One of the secondary guys is going to come up and tackle him, but he's going to get 9 yards on that run. That's one of those that hole didn't exist until he had to get there, which is great. When he just lowers his shoulder and just hits 2 guys. That's his 12th rush for 45 yards. So he's starting to get some chunks in there now. That'll bring up 2nd and 2. Once again, Trevor is under center. We got a couple tight ends. Washington is up tight on the formation. And they just handed ETN again. He's going to try to bounce out to the C gap. He gets a yard, but not the first down. So that'll bring up 3rd and 1. So yeah, we have a tight end in Parker Washington out there where they're going, and they just can't hold their blocks long enough for Etienne to get to the line of scrimmage. By the time he gets to that whole area, they've already knocked the blocks off. Duval till we die. Every year. All right, so it's going to be 3rd and 1. Trevor's in shotgun this time. We got a couple tight ends on the left side. We're going to motion another tight end that way. Going to hand it to Tootin, who is going to get met and lose a yard. I think we're back to overly complicated and cute. Because we ran to the short side. We ran to the weak side. But, oh, no, that's straight up. Their interior defensive lineman just ate our center up. So unless we were going to go out to the C gap or the tight end, that wasn't going to happen. Looks like we're going to go for it on 4th and 2. Is that what I'm seeing? Yeah. Trevor's on the field in shotgun. Takes the ball. Shuttle passes it to Etienne. Give me that speed again. Give me that speed. There you go. He accelerates, gets hit at the line of scrimmage, but is able to spin off and pick up about 2 or 3 more yards. 1st and goal for the Jaguars. That's almost like an RPO. That's almost like a read. One lineman came up, and Trevor either got to keep it or pass it. The lineman synced on Trevor, so he shuttles it out to Etienne, and Etienne picks up the 1st down. And I think we are at 4th quarter. So we'll be right back. He did start crying once you left, and I started like watching a YouTube video. So I guess he just heard people, and that's when he started crying. So I got up at like 6:30.
Oh, so it's performative.
Yeah, he's like, I know someone's here. I know someone's here.
Yeah. But if everyone leaves, then it's not.
Probably.
Oh. Just a boy. Did you have your dinner?
Well, I put it out. I don't know if he ate it.
Are you and Charles doing your thing?
All right, so we are back. It's going to be 1st and goal. Start of the 4th quarter. Trevor's going to take the ball from under center. So we got 2 wide receivers right, 1 left. Etienne in the backfield. And we're just going to fake a handoff to Etienne and throw. Oh, we're going to toss it out to our tight end. Long? Is that long? Who's going to drop the ball, and he walked into the end zone. He just forgot to collect the ball on the way there. Yeah, he does he gives the block and then comes off the block immediately. He's wide open. ball hits him in the hands. And like I said, he decided to walk in for a touchdown, but not take the ball with him. So that's our second drop pass for the day, which isn't terrible, but still. So now we're in shotgun, 3 wide receivers. Trevor's just going to just take the ball and run it in. There you go. No one drops the ball if the quarterback doesn't throw it to him. That's going to be a touchdown for the Jaguars. That's a good play call. Shotgun. We only have our core lineman up on the line. Etienne's in the back. Sorry, not Etienne. Running back's in the back. He comes up to block. Helps Trevor get to the outside. Trevor just jogs in for 7 yards. Touchdown. And the extra point is good. 13-9. Oh. There we go. Scores up. 13-9. Fourth quarter Jags. All right, so we should be coming out of commercial break in a second. All right, yep. I love how they give no heads up anymore. All right, so kickoff, ball is fielded at the 1 yard line. He makes a couple guys miss and is going to come down at the 31 yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Raiders at the 31 yard line. So I think the last time the Raiders were on the field was when Gino was getting pissed off at everybody. So I hope they didn't figure out what the issue was, because, you know, I'm not a Raiders fan, but still, you know, let's see how they can respond. Let's see what this defense can do now that Trayvon Walker isn't in for the rest of the game. That's a bigger issue right now. So they're going to hand it off to Ashton Genty to the right side, who is going to lose 2 yards. I think whoever Geno Smith got onto on the sideline, it was not the play caller, because they're still doing runs to the side. So Ashton Jeanty is up to 75 yards. Gino is in the shotgun with Jeanty to his right. He's got 3 wide receivers on the bottom of the screen. He's going to step back, scan the field, throw it to his tight end. He's going to fight his way and be about half a yard short of the first down. So he's going to pick up 10 yards. Their entire offense seems to be Ashton Jeanty on play 1, Brock Bowers on play 2, rinse and repeat. If you take away Bowers and Jeanty, there is no offense. And they don't have much of an offense, I mean, to speak of. Brock Bowers is at 65 yards and a touchdown. But that brings up 3rd and 1. Gino's going to sneak it. And based upon the spot, yeah, looking at that spot, he got it. All right, so it's going to bring up 1st and 10. Gino's under center, sends a man in motion. He's going to fake it to Jeanty and then throw it to a wide receiver on the flat, who's going to get picked up and body slammed by Miller, but not until after he picks up 8 yards. 8 yards. Miller just picks him up and suplexes him. Oh, they're going to call that unnecessary? There's a flag down. Yeah, they're calling that unnecessary roughness. Okay. Yeah, like, is it because he picked him up and he left the ground? That's okay. It's football. It's still football. That's weird. It's another penalty against Jacksonville, which sucks. So it'd be really good if the defense could actually just make a stand and make a stop and prove that the first 6 games weren't a fluke. But Gino's going to take it from under center. He's going to fake a shuttle to the left and kind of just fall down. I don't know what that play call was supposed to be, but I don't even know if that counts as a sack because I guess he was running. He was behind the line of scrimmage. But the clock's still ticking away. With a small lead and not a lot of points in this game, that clock is going to be really important at some point. Gino's in shotgun on 2nd and 11. Ashton Jeanty's to his right. He's going to survey the field, look down the field. He's going to step up, pump fake, and wind up running for about 2 or 3 yards. Also did a very weird slide at the end of that. One of our guys kind of dove over him as to not get a penalty for it. Yeah, 51 again, kind of just dove over him to not pick up another dumb flag. But all right, so that brings up 3rd and 9 on the 35-yard line of the Jacksonville. Geno Smith is in shotgun. He's got 3 wide receivers to his left, Jeanty to his right. He's going to take the snap, survey the field, look, check it down to Jeanty, who's going to just accelerate for 10 to 12 yards and pick up the first down and run out of bounds. It's back to the point where the tablet is a play ahead of the stream. It's kind of annoying. I have to pretend like I don't know what's about to happen. So it's 1st and 10, 10 minutes, 30 seconds left. Gino's under center. About 4 wide receivers, Jeanty back. They're going to hand it off to a tight end who kind of does a weird end around, even though nobody's around him. And that's Brock Bowers. He could have just run straight, but yet he was still running east and west for a little bit. I guess I can't turn that much at full speed, but he's going to wind up getting 5. It'll bring up 2nd and 5. Up to the 16-yard line. Sorry, 2nd and 4 on the 15 and a half, 16-yard line. Shotgun formation. Looks like we're in a nickel. We blitz, but it's a screen. Oh, he's going to get out and he's going to rush in. Touchdown. Touchdown Raiders. We dialed up a blitz when they dialed up a screen, and that didn't work out too well for us. 15-13. I don't know if this is them Raiders offense starting to click and perform, or our defense starting to do the opposite. We just seem to be very out of place. So we got an extra point coming up. Kick is up. This one is good, and that's going to make it a 16-13 game. So we still got 9 minutes, 38 seconds in the game left. And we're only down by 3. We're going to get the ball back. So we'll see what happens. Let's take a gander at some stats real quick. Well, I can't read all of the stats. Geno is 20 of 29 for 182 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Ascengenti is up to, this is 43 yards, which seems very low. But yeah, when you look at Vegas's receiving yards, Bowers has 6 receptions on 7 targets for 65 yards and a touchdown. Genti has 5 receptions on 5 targets for 47 yards and a touchdown. So again, those two are the entirety of the Raiders offense right now. Not a lot of sacks, period. I guess when we tackled Geno for a loss, he was designated as a runner, and it wasn't going to count as a sack, even though we tackled him behind the line of scrimmage. That being said, there are no sacks on either team. So either each team's O-line is doing really good, or each team's defensive line is not. However you want to read into that. On the Jags side, Trevor 16 of 25 for 139 yards and an interception. Etienne has 14 carries for 51 yards. Trevor has run the ball 5 times for 15 yards and a touchdown. Parker Washington is leading the team with 6 catches, 71 yards. Damian Brown, 3 catches, 25 yards. Brian Thomas has all but disappeared. He has 2 catches for 21 yards, and he's had those 2 catches since the first quarter. So, yet another game where Brian Thomas Jr. disappears. I don't want to blame him for that. That could just be them double teaming him, and that's why Parker is open and able to get 6 receptions, or what? So, kicking the ball off, Jags going to field it at the 5-yard line. We're going to run up. Had a hole towards the middle, but decided to go to the outside, so we're going to get tackled at the 25-yard line, where we'll start our next drive. (22-yard return, kickoff return. Hey, Beans. Yeah. Jags going to break the huddle. Trevor's is going to have Allen Jr. to his left and Etienne to his right. And then looks like Washington and BTJ in at wide receiver. He's going to take the hike, survey the field. He's going to check it down to Etienne for about 2-yard gain. So it looks like he's surveying the whole field and just kind of trying to take what they're giving him. I wouldn't say he's been rushed a lot, but I also wouldn't say he's had a lot of time. He had some time on that, time enough to kind of just scan from left to right and then back to the right to see Etienne. Not like he had in the first couple of games. So this time he's gonna take it from under center. Got 2 wide receivers to the left, Etienne in the back. Fake the handoff to Etienne. He is gonna have to scramble this one. Max Crosby's gonna get him for a sack. Right after I said there have been no sacks thus far this game, Max Crosby gets the first of the game with 8 minutes and 35 seconds left. Yeah, that the injuries on offensive line are not numerous, but they are definitely noticeable. So yeah, he had no time to really look down the field for that one. And that might have just been a long one of those routes that just takes a while to get run. So he's in shotgun this time with I believe one of the running backs. He's going to complete the ball down to Brian Thomas Jr., who's going to make a couple guys miss, make some more guys miss, run up to the 50, down to the 40, and get tackled on the 40-yard line. Huge running catch. And Jaguars. He's injured. He's down on the ground. I don't know if he's just cramping because he hasn't had to actually do anything. But yeah, he gets tackled. The tackler lands on him. Here we go. Showing it on replay. He's gonna wrap him up around the waist and then tackle him to the ground and land on his left leg, which is what it looks like he's favoring. So we're going to commercial to deal with that. But yeah, typical Jaguar fashion. Good offensive play, and then the guy who makes the play immediately gets injured. Makes way too much sense. I don't know if any of you guys watch college. I want to say 2 weeks ago, NC State game. Joe Lee, the tight end, caught the ball, pulled, overextended or pulled a hamstring as he was running into the end zone. Still ran the extra 20 yards on one leg, got the touchdown, and it wasn't a cramp. He was injured, and he missed this week's game because of it. But kind of a similar thing where good play, got injured. Yeah, it fully makes sense that Brian Thomas Jr. is seen again in the second half, makes a good play, and then all right, so they're taping up his ankle. I thought it was going to be a higher leg injury, but they're taping up his ankle. Under shotgun, Travis fakes the handoff to one running back, throws a screen to ETN, who was immediately met in the backfield for a loss of 2. I mean, that their safety came up, read it immediately, just honed in on ETN. I don't even think he saw Trevor throw the ball. He was just like, I'm going to go tackle that guy because that's where the ball is going. Good way to read the play for that player. Flag. Personal foul, unnecessary roughness on the Raiders, 15-yard penalty. Or 45. No idea where that was. I'm guessing 45 went to LSU. Oh, yeah, just smacks our tight end after the play. Reason I was saying I think 45 went to LSU is he has purple and yellow pads under his jersey, and if you're a Jags fan, you know Leonard Fournette took his from LSU and continued to wear them in the pros. So that's going to bring up first down on the 30-yard line. Trevor is in shotgun spread formation, 5 wide receivers, 2 up top, 3 on bottom. He's going to take the hike, scan, throw it to Washington, and a dive to the outside to get it, but it's a completed pass. We'll bring up second down. Only got about 4 yards on that one. Sorry, 6. Got 6 yards on that one. De'Amon Brown's in the locker room also? Good Lord. So we're down to our second and our 4th wide receiver in the game. And our 3rd tight end. Awesome. 2nd and 4 under center. Travis toss sweep out to ETN, who dances around, stays in bounds, keeps it going, is eventually going to get brought down on the 3-yard line. That's a really good run. Especially when it's called, we don't have any wide receivers left, so what do you expect us to do? So good offensive line, good tight ends getting out wide to block, so he can make a move and spring it downfield, stays in bounds, and continues fighting. That's a great play. And that's going to bring up 1st and goal. Etienne's up to 80 yards on 19 carries. This has turned into a good game for him. 1st and goal on the 4-yard line. Trevor takes it from under center and just going to hand it to Etienne, who is going to stumble at the line of scrimmage, trip and fall. I don't know where they're going to spot this. He did not get into the end zone. When he jump cuts to the outside, he doesn't get his footing back underneath him because he's not Barry Sanders. So they're gonna spot it at the 1.5 yard line. 2nd and goal. We've got an extra offensive lineman and 2 tight ends out to the right. Single wide receiver to the left. Handed to ETN, who's going to make one guy in the backfield miss, but get not much further than the line of scrimmage. So yeah, Max Crosby comes in, gets held up enough for ETN to kind of pause and get past him. So he doesn't get tackled for a loss, but then as soon as he hits the line of scrimmage, 4 black jerseys are all over him. So 3rd and goal. Again, if all your wide receivers are on the bench, they're assuming that it's going to be run, run, run. I would assume it's going to be run, run, run. I don't know what the analytics are. I don't know where our Parker Washington matches up with their cornerbacks. But if Brian Thomas is back in the game, he's on Trevor's left at the end of the line of scrimmage. We got trips right with Parker Washington. I would do a fade. God, Trevor almost tripped and fell. Hands the ball off to Tootin, and Tootin actually goes up and over and gets in. Touchdown, Jaguars. Yeah, Tootin, they kind of faked to his. They fake the handoff to the halfback and then give it to Tootin on the opposite side. So offensive line had already all crashed down on the right, and he kind of has a little hole on the left. Good job, Jaguars, getting it in. It's going to bring up the extra point try. Kick is up and over and straight down the middle. And this is a 20-16 game, ladies and gentlemen. Jags reclaim the lead with 4 minutes and 6 seconds left on that run. All right, back from commercial break. That scoring drive was 9 plays, 74 yards, 5 minutes and 25 seconds off the clock, and ended with a Tootin 1 yard run. It's only his second touchdown of his career. Little's going to kick this one deep. They're going to field it on the 1 yard line and just beeline it. Oh, he's got almost had a hole open up, but it closed real quickly. We're going to tackle him on the 38 yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for Geno Smith and the Raiders offense on the 38 yard line. I'm expecting them to first play call be a run play to Ashton Genty. Although the last time I said that, they didn't do that at all for the rest of the drive. But Genty is standing to Geno's left in shotgun formation. And yep, they're going to pass it to Brock Bowers. A good timing pass. He just ran 6 yards and turned around, and the ball was in his lap. And then he fought for about 2 more yards, and it should bring up 2nd and 1. They're either playing soft man or zone, because there was no one really around him until the ball was thrown in that direction. Then we reacted and dove in. So 2nd and 1, shotgun formation. Trips left, running back to his right. Going to step back and threw it to Brock Bowers again. Defense kind of tried to jump the route and get the ball or knock it down. Didn't work. He's going to get the first. That was a Luacon. Luacon tried to get there, almost got there in time. Had no chance of the ankle tackle afterwards, so he's going to get a couple more yards after that. It'll be 1st and 10 on the Jaguars 44-yard line. Still shotgun formation, still not running the ball with Genty. Has all time to scan the field, throws it to the other tight end, who's going to make a couple of guys miss and finally get tackled for a 12-yard gain. I have a feeling we have just switched to our loose, wide open, soft zone coverage to keep everything in front of us, and they're just eating it. We got 2 minutes and 19 seconds on the clock. 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10. Shotgun formation, trips right, single wide receiver to the left. Still not running the ball. Going to check it down on a 5-yard crosser. Gino put it almost in the dirt. Wide receiver was able to go down and get it. It's going to wind up getting a 6-yard gain, and that's going to be the 2-minute warning. So Jags have 2 timeouts left. Vegas has all 3 of theirs. We're at the 2-minute warning. It's going to bring up 2nd down and 5, I believe, when we come back from the commercial break. And yeah, they're 28 yards away from taking the lead again. In a 20-16 game, the Jags are winning. This is starting to feel kind of like, I think we are going to actually start seeing, again, they're on the 28-yard line. A field goal does not win them the game. They need a touchdown. If they still keep getting almost 10 yards of play, I see them once they get into the between the 10 and the 20 to start running it again just to try to eat clock. Excuse me. Let's do a check-in around the league. New Orleans continues to trail the LA Rams. Now New Orleans is 10. Rams have 27. Kansas City is still trailing Buffalo to the tune of 13-21. Yeah, I think that's going to be another feel good for Buffalo. Beat Kansas City in the middle of the regular season, but then it doesn't mean you're going to beat them in the postseason. So, yeah, I might need a cough button on this stream deck. I got my score buttons. Those work, and I'm remembering to do them. All right, so 20-16 game. Raiders have the ball. They are driving. It is 2nd and 4. Just come back from the 2-minute warning. They are on their own our 27-yard line. Gino in shotgun takes a snap, scans the field, throws it to one of the tight ends, who was just going to run straight in for a touchdown. Yep, Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers just had a catch and run for 27 yards to take the lead. If I had only been watching the second half of this game, I would knew that they were going to try to throw it to Brock Bowers. He just jukes out. So they were not in soft zone. They were in man, and he just jukes out the cornerback that was on him. Linebacker that was in the middle goes for the ball. Winger kind of wraps it up in the end, but he's already in the end zone at that point. Extra point is up and good. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a 3-point game with 1:52 left. So Brock Bowers has 9 catches for 110 yards and 2 touchdowns. Ginty hasn't gotten the ball at all that drive or halfway through the drive beforehand. I was guessing they were going to try to like run the clock down a little bit, but nope, they wanted points, which makes sense because they have the lead, and now they just have to play defense. So we do have 2 timeouts left. Lasai. All right, so getting ready for the kickoff, and it's a regular kickoff. 3 ties it. Minute 52 left. We're going to field the kickoff on the 4-yard line. We're going to run up and get tackled around the 28-yard line. So Trevor's trotting out on the field. Sorry. May or may not have Brian Thomas Jr. May or may not have Brown. May have to do some fun trickery running plays. But we got 2 timeouts and a lot of clock. So we're going to go 1st and 10 from the shotgun. Etienne out to his right. 4 wide receivers. He's going to check it down to Etienne, who's going to try to make a move and wind up slipping and falling. Time continues to roll. Trevor's getting everyone up to the line. Time is clicking. All right, so we got 3 wide receivers left. Etienne is in the backfield to the right. Brian Thomas Jr. is in. He's at the bottom of the screen. Trevor takes the ball. Good rush. Again, check down to Etienne. Makes one guy miss. Makes another guy miss. And eventually gets tackled at the 48-yard line. Clock is still moving. Trevor's calling plays. No huddle. At some point, someone's going to cover Etienne in the flat. All right, shotgun formation, takes the snap again, scans the field, has a step up for pressure, winds up running, gets tackled after a 2-yard gain. 45 seconds left. We have 2 timeouts. Use 1. Thank you. Okay. They did. 45 seconds left, so we have a minute off the play clock, Blake. 1 minute basically off of the game clock. I'm sorry. For about, we've gotten to midfield or just past midfield. One timeout left, 45 seconds. Technically we're in range. I don't think he's going to kick 2 68-yarders in one game. Parker Washington is in. Allen Jr. is in. Jones, who's our like 4th wide receiver, is in. That's all I could see from the huddle. Looks like we're going to take the snap from shotgun. We got 2 wide receivers up top. One up, one on, down below. Etienne is not in. Once again, we're just going to crossing route. He's going to get out. He's going to get the first down and then get out of bounds, which is the important part right now. So clock stops at 38 yards. Got about 12 yards on that play, which is good. So 12 yards closer. Trevor is now over 200 yards for the game. No touchdowns, but an interception. 22 of 31. So we got a bunch of guys whose names I don't recognize. We got Allen Jr., who's our 3rd running back in the game. 13, who just caught the ball. I don't know who 81 is. Look like Parker Washington is in. We're going to check. Sorry, I know, like, we don't do good, so I stopped talking. It was a shotgun. Our tight end did a block and then released. Trevor put it inaccurately. I'm not going to put that on the tight end. Crosby jumped up to bat it down, so that might have affected how Trevor was throwing it. But it was an inaccurate throw. So 2nd and 10, 33 seconds left. Shotgun formation, 4 wide receivers. Junior in the backfield. Trevor's going to survey the field. He's going to step up. He's going to run. He's just tucking and running. He's going to slide and get creamed after the slide. And now they're taking a timeout. That's borderline. So now we have no timeouts. 23 seconds left. We're definitely not kicking a field goal now. But Trevor basically got ran into after he did a slide. No penalty on it. It wasn't horrible, but I mean, he gave himself up for the slide, and then a guy basically ran over him or ran into him. So, trying to see personnel. We got tight end Long and it's 3rd and 5. Touchdown wins the game. Field goal if we can get it. Ties it. Allen Jr. is still the running back in. We're 9 of 14 on 3rd downs today. Parker Washington, I assume, is one of the wide receivers in. Trevor has time. Looks downfield at 81. He just overthrew it. That brings up 4th down. It was a shot to the end zone. There was double coverage. He sailed it by 5 yards. He didn't. The wide receiver didn't have a chance. So Cam Little comes in to attempt a 47-yard field goal. Now he's going in the opposite direction he was going for the 68-yarder. I think someone's calling a timeout or we're talking about something. But 20 seconds left, so there's definitely going to be a play after this play. This kick, good or not, is probably only going to take about 5 or 6 seconds off the field. So they're on the left hash. 48-yard attempt. It is up. It looks good. It is good. We have a tie ball game with 16 seconds left. So I was off by a little. It only took about 4 seconds to get there. The punter, the placer kind of fumbled it a little bit. It was straight initially and then it drifted to the left, but it stayed true enough. We have a tie ball game, ladies and gentlemen. 16 seconds left. We may or may not be getting extra football today. Raiders have all of their timeouts left still. All of their timeouts left. So now they can stop the clock after completions. They're really just, how long does it take to let the routes develop? Can Geno keep the clean pocket? There's 1 sack this entire game, and Max Crosby has it. I don't know what's happening with that. So we kick the ball off there. It's going to get fielded at the 2. He's going to come up. There's a hole. Nope. It closes. He's going to wind up getting tackled about the 34-yard line. So 34-yard line. So 66 yards to go. Actually, they don't even have to go that. They probably need to only go half that because the field goal will win the game. If somehow our depleted defensive line can get to Geno and sack him, that would be great. But no Trayvon Walker. He was kicked out for throwing a punch after a play. Looks like we're only going to rush 3. Geno's in shotgun, has 4 wide receivers to choose from. Nope, we do rush 4. Oh, and there we go. Sack. Down goes Geno Smith. Hines Allen gets a sack. Oh, and that... Did that take the whole thing? Oh, the kick... I'm not paying attention. The kick return took X amount of time off, and then that play took the rest of it. So we are in OT, people. We are in OT. So I wanted to stand for this. I'll stand for OT. So OT rules have changed several times the last couple of years. Each team will get a chance to possess the ball. If a safety is scored on the first offensive possession, the game is over. We are going to receive the ball. So Geno and the Raiders are going to get first crack at this. And now we're in commercial. So we had to do an end of regulation bathroom break. (23-23) at the end of regulation, so we're going into overtime. Oh, sorry, I read that wrong. Jags are getting the ball first. Raiders are getting it. Well, Jags are getting the ball first. So kickoff is up. We're going to field it at about the 2, I'm assuming, because I can't see. Number 81, whoever it is. Oh my God, he's going to break through. He's going to break a tackle. He's going to be up to the 45, where the kicker forces him out of bounds. Wow. So yeah, huge hole around the 40-yard line, breaks an arm tackle, gets up to the 50, and then the 45. He's smiling at this point. Carlson, the kicker, kind of, again, just runs him out of bounds at the 40. And that's where Trevor and the guys will start their drive at the 44-yard line. I formation, send a guy in motion, hand it to ETN, and he loses a yard. They were ready for that one. Yeah, they ate that one up all day. Just immediately got off his block. Wasn't even blocking the gap that ETN was running to. Just domination on that one. 2nd and 11. Again, just take it. Like I want to say take a shot, but we don't have receivers. 3 wide receivers. ETN flanked out to Trevor's left in the shotgun. Trevor steps back, surveys the field. He's going to throw it to Washington. Washington has to basically kneel down to get it. Isn't able to run after the catch because it was basically just sitting down when that ball came in. But it's fine. It's first yard downage all the way down to the 33-yard line. Be 1st and 10. Yeah, he was on one knee when that ball came in. He had to go all the way down. Parker Washington is going to be the single wide out on the right, one wide out to the left, single. We're going to toss sweep it to ETN. Offensive line is going to make a big hole for him, and he's going to get 11 yards. I'm not very good at this, am I? Hi, Bean. So yeah, just a good old classic toss sweep to the right. Everybody's blocking. ETN actually cuts back as a hole forms and is able to take it for 11 yards. They're going to spell ETN and bring Tootin in. Single wide receiver out left. We're going to just hand it to Tootin. Tootin's going to make some moves, bust on through, get another 11 yards to the 12-yard line. So ETN has 79 yards now, and Tootin is 24. Rushing offense, 36 rushing yards for 140 yards total. That's what it looked like when we were winning. We also got the turnovers when we were winning. So it'll be 1st and 10 on the 11.5. Toss sweep to Tootin to the left side. Turns the corner. Barrels through a couple guys for a couple of yards. Goes out of bounds. Wasn't able to set the edge and make a true turn, but is still able to get a handful of yards. So it's 2nd and 3. On the 2nd and 3 on the 4. Trevor's under center now. We got a whole bunch of big guys out to the right. ETN's going to stutter step and dive in. He's going to get the first down, but he's going to be short of the goal line. Should be 1st and goal from the 1. I know I've been making not great comments about our O-line through most of this game, but right now in run offense, run blocking, they are doing a very good job. One or two of them at times have been, tricked out on some good moves for the defensive line. But all right, under center, just old school football. Oh, there it is. Max Crosby just blows that up for a 2-yard loss. Started saying nice things about our O-line, and then, yeah, once again, he's just going to, oh, that's just a bad block. 55 just could not handle him on that play. By the time he was trying to square up, Max Crosby was halfway past him. That's Max Crosby being Max Crosby, honestly. So that's going to bring up 2nd and goal. On the 4, we're going to put a man in motion. Oh, ETN is the running back or the quarterback. It's our 4th Wildcat of the game. So ETN got a direct snap, faked an end around, and then just went up and got about 3 or 4 of those yards back. So it should be 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. Half-yard line, really. So at this point, if we don't get it, do we go for it on 4th? Trevor's going to be under center. He's going to send a man in motion, and he's going to dive for it himself. Based upon those spots, I'm not thinking he got it. I'm thinking he's going to get it for no gain, and it's going to bring up 4th down. He's sideways in there. So, yeah, he didn't get it. We might be on the 1-foot line at this point, but yeah, no. I mean, a lot of our O-line guys crashed down forward, but Trevor was not in there. I'm not looking at the tablet. I want to see this in real time. So it's 4th and goal on the 1-yard line. We're going to let the play clock run out. Hopefully we took a timeout. Yes, we took a timeout. I mean, we've eaten like we've done this whole game. We're eating the clock. Clock's down to 3 minutes, 25 seconds, which doesn't matter as much. There's a lot of talking happening. ETN looks like he is on the sideline. He's a little winded, as you would expect him to be. What I don't want is I don't want Trevor to throw an interception. That's what I don't want. That's worst case scenario. Washington's on the field. Trevor's walking up to the huddle. Honestly, he looks confused, but whatever. All right, 15 seconds left on the play clock. We break the huddle. Looks like he's walking up to the line of scrimmage. Trevor's under center. Tootin's behind him. He's going to hike the ball. Now he's going to Superman it. And that's a touchdown, ladies and gentlemen. That is a Jaguars touchdown. Trevor Lawrence pulled a Superman. Didn't fumble it this time. And we get the points. 29-23. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely over the goal line. Best part about that was he extends the moment he realizes he's past the goal line. He pulls it back in so we can't fumble it. We got all smiles right now. There's 3 minutes, 24 seconds left. Extra point kick is up and good. That means we scored 30 points this game, ladies and gentlemen. Geno Smith is going to get the ball back, though. He's going to have 3 minutes and 24 seconds to try to do something. Depending on which defensive package we roll out there, he might have plenty of time. They have both of their timeouts as well. This is a long game. It's not a baseball World Series long, but this is the long game. So we're in OT. Kansas City Buffalo game just hit their 2-minute warning. And it looks like Buffalo has the ball and the lead 28-21 right now. I'm guessing that the Rams won. Yeah, Rams won 31-10. As we kick it off, it's fielded again at the 2-yard line. Ooh, he's got a hole. He's got a big hole. He's bouncing off tackles. 2 guys left. Bring him down. He is past midfield. He is probably at our 45-yard line. And that's where Geno Smith is going to get to set up. He needs a touchdown to keep the overtime going. Field goal is not going to do anything right now. But that's a kick in the pants for that offense, knowing that they got a short field. Yep. So it's going to be 1st and 10 on the Jacksonville 45-yard line. Geno is in shotgun with 3 wide receivers and a tight end, and Genty to his left. He's going to send Bowers in motion. Just look at Bowers. Yeah, we're still passes to Bowers. Bowers catches the ball for about a 3-yard gain because we have 2 guys in a zone just staring at Bowers but not engaging him. This dude is going to beat you. Brock Bowers has 10 catches for 115 yards and 2 touchdowns. Double team Brock Bowers. Make them beat you with someone else. Shotgun formation, 2 wide receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Bowers in motion. Geno Smith snaps the ball, surveys the field. We're hunting him down. Josh Allen gets a sack. There you go. Well, half a sack. Allen comes in from the left side of the line. I don't know. Looked like Eric Armstead kind of got outside and made Geno check up, and then Josh Allen was able to catch him. There's a 2-minute warning in overtime, apparently, and so that we're heading into that. 2 minutes left in overtime, ladies and gentlemen. 2 minutes left. The Jacksonville Jaguars lead the Las Vegas Raiders 30-23 with 2 minutes left in overtime. We're going to take the rest of the scores off because it's just our game in Kansas City right now. Buffalo does have the ball with 1 minute and 11 seconds left and a 7-point lead. So they may once again win the regular season game. But all right, so 2 minutes left. 3rd and 10 on the 45-yard line. Geno's in shotgun. 4 wide receivers. Scans the field. Connects misses, breaks the tackle, or we miss the tackle, and then their wide receiver just scampers on down for about another 10 yards after the catch. That was a good crossing route. We just gave him too much buffer and had no closing speed. Went for an ankle tackle and completely whiffed. So it's going to be 1st and 10 on the 23-yard line. Did not go out of bounds, so the clock is still rolling. They got 4 wide receivers and Genty in the background. Shotgun formation has been all of these plays. Gino's looking, surveying the field. Oh, and the guy that just caught the ball and had a great run just let it hit his hands and dropped it. Basically, almost the same. It's a crossing route again, only he stopped. Gino threw it right to him. And maybe he turned his head and just didn't look it in, but he just drops that ball. Tucker. All right, so once again, 4 wide receivers. Gino in shotgun. Genty just standing there. Gino takes the snap. Has to step up. Pocket is collapsing. Pump fakes. Runs. Hines out and catches him from behind. But not until he gets to the 18-yard line. I mean, Gino's making stuff happen. That pocket was definitely collapsing, and he was able to escape and get some positive yards out of it, but not enough. It is now 3rd and 7. The clock is still rolling. They have 2 timeouts left. 42, 41, 40. Shotgun formation. Gino takes the snap, quickly throws it out to Bowers on the flat. We force him out of bounds, but not until after he gets the first down. They made that look too easy. They made that look like everything up until then was planned. Like get the game clock as low as possible. So it'll be 1st and goal, 35 seconds left. That's Bowers' 12th catch for 132 yards. Once again, shotgun formation, trips right in a very weird trip formation. Gino's going to scan the field. He's looking. He's got all the time. Looking. Still has time. Backs up, just chucks it. And I don't know if that's a catch, but there is flag on the field. There's probably a flag for pass interference, which will give him first down. Which doesn't matter as much. Yeah. They're going to get Miller for pass interference. There was double coverage. Oh, yeah. He never even turned. He doesn't turn all the way around. He does have his hand in Tucker's chest. It's also a badly thrown ball. But doesn't matter. 1st and goal on the 1. 25 seconds. And give it to Genty, who does not get it and is actually pushed back a yard. Now they're going to use a timeout probably because they only have 20 seconds left. Yep. Raiders take a timeout. So they're playing for a tie at this point. Unless they're going to try to go for 2 points afterwards. I mean, they can pull a Bill Belichick UNC a couple weeks ago. I don't want to tie. I mean, a tie is better than a loss. So maybe I do want to tie, but we'll call that plan B. All right, so Gino's breaking the huddle. I'm sure he has 4 wide receivers and Ashton Genty in the backfield like he's had this entire time. No, 2 tight ends right, 2 wide receivers left. Ashton lined up behind him. They're going to throw the ball and Brock Bowers catches his third touchdown of the game. Because of course he does. He was doing a crossing route in the back of the end zone. Yeah, Winger just couldn't keep up to him. It wasn't even broken zone. It's just Winger just got beat. I mean, I like having a safety on him. I think that's a great idea. But Winger just got torched. And unfortunately, they're going for this 2-point conversion. They're going for the win. And they're in the exact same situation that they just executed perfectly on. So, 2-point conversion will come from the 2-yard line. Break the huddle. Geno Smith is in shotgun with... Nope. Timeout. Timeout. Jackson will call timeout. So has this been the game we wanted it to be? No. Are we going to lose this game? Possibly. We did get an interception, but we also threw an interception. Offensive line looked good at times. Defense looked good. We're depleted all over the place at this point. It's going to make the trade deadline very interesting. So shotgun formation. 2 wide receivers left, Genty to the right, 1 wide receiver to the right. I'm just watching Brock Bowers. No, Geno has it batted back in his face by Hamilton. The game is over. Jags win. Oh my God. I hate this team. Oh my God. Raiders gamble. Try to go for a win instead of a tie, which they're being 2-5. I fully understand. Yeah. 52 just puts his big old hands up there, jumps up, bats it back down. And that's the game, ladies and gentlemen. That is the game of inches. So, not a pretty game, or not the prettiest of games, not the ugliest of games. Depending on how those injuries come out with Brown and go away. I think Brian Thomas Jr. was able to come back into the game and finish. So see what his ankle looks like. Yeah, it's free agency. Trade deadline is going to be very interesting come Tuesday. So we'll take a look about that, and then Wednesday, join us here, and Charles and I will discuss all the things that did happen or all the things that didn't happen. So thank you all for watching. We'll see you next time.